Another day, more Phils. More Phils. Oh my goodness, what a game. What a series. I mean, honestly, what a freaking series, man. I can't believe what I just watched for a third night in a row. So basically, yes, I'm here by myself. Chris and I did do a pod earlier live during the game when Sanchez was down 5-0. It was a scheduling thing, like we had to do it. We do not like doing live pods, but we just had to do it. But then him and I were talking during the game. We were like, well, it's kind of a wash just because we thought that they were going to take two instead of three. And how could we doubt them? Why did we doubt them? That is on us completely. Hand up. Unbelievable though. I mean, just what a freaking series, man. I know the Nationals bullpen is bad. It's very bad. But for them to go out and do this 3 days in a row, like it's nothing. Like we expected at that point, and it's so spoiled to feel that. Because I'll be the first to admit, last night I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have it tonight. Did it tonight? I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have it tonight. But when Marsh hit that 2-run homer, which we'll get to in the recap, it's like, oh, they might do it again, and they did it again. I don't have words for it, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy that they're the Fightins, man. The Fightin' Phils. That being said, we'll get into the recap. It's a shorter pod. It's a solo pod for me today. It's late. So Sunday, we will be back. Obviously, Met series coming up. Get to the preview. Game one, no. Just no. We're not going to talk about game one. Alan Ron-Hill, shout out to Alan Ron-Hill. And Foster Griffin absolutely ran through the Phillies with 9 strikeouts. I mean, not much to talk about there. Brandon Marsh, I think, did hit a home run in that game. So Brandon Marsh just continues. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal player for the Phillies this year. Total breakout, all-star, total deserve. He deserves it. I mean, just keep voting, keep voting. He made it to the second phase today, I saw. Second phase all-star, Brandon Marsh. Game 2, insane game. This is where all of this started, was in game 2. So I'm sitting on the couch watching the game. And it's like, oh, they're coming back. Back and forth here and there. Luzardo had an absolutely insane start. 5 earned runs, little skewed because of the defense. 13 strikeouts though. So it's like that is the most Jesus Luzardo stat line you'll ever see, probably. Pretty much sums up his entire season, even though I wouldn't put the 5 runs directly on him. 13 strikeouts were awesome. Pretty sure that was his career high, or it tied his career high. Anyway, Brandon Marsh hit another home run, game tying home run. Shout out All-Star Brandon Marsh. Which then that led to a 3-run go-ahead home run from Bryson Stott. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. They had an 8-run ninth inning. 13 men came to the plate. Fighting Phils. They laid it on them. I mean, they just totally put it on them in game 2 when in the ninth inning. Then you go to game 3. This happened again. They do it again. Aaron Nola held his own. Had the 2 solo home runs. Whatever. Aaron Nola gives up home runs. I mean, at this point, if you get 5 innings and 2 runs out of Aaron Nola, I think you just got to take. I mean, you absolutely have to take that. I'm at the point with Aaron Nola where I would take 4 runs in 5 innings. I mean, that's just where it's at. Unfortunately, I saw a highlight. I think it's like a 5-year anniversary or something when he struck out 10 straight Mets. Well, that we are seeing a shell of that version of Aaron Nola right now. That being said, Jonathan Bolin threw one of the worst pitches I have ever seen. Totally hung a slider. Pretty sure it was a slider. It was like a head level slider, and then it went down a little bit right into a hitter's sweet spot, I guess, for... Can't throw that pitch. Can't throw that pitch. And look, I'll get to Don Mattingly in the temp checks. Man, he really likes throwing Jonathan Bolin in these one-out outings. It's definitely analytically based, but we'll get to it. And, yeah. CJ, well, I will touch on this too. CJ Abrams did have a 12 pitch at bat versus Jose Alvarado. Total chess match. And you'll never end up guessing who won. CJ Abrams walked. Jose did get out of that jam though. Huge to get out of that jam. Then you go to the ninth inning. Kyle Schwarber pinch hit. Saw Kyle Schwarber. What an at bat. And he was just early. Pulled the ball a little too much. Went foul. Could have been a home run. Now, he walked though. He did walk. Which then put Derek Hill up. Well, pinch hit Derek Hill. Home run. Go ahead home run. No one saw that coming. It almost reminds me of the Christian Pache home run against the Marlins in 23. Shout out to Phillies Tailgate for the I need a Derek Hill home run tweet. What a call. Man. What a call. Derek Hill, man, I gotta say something. He's not quite as swaggy and as cool as Harrison Bader. But the vibe, I mean, he did random center fielder they trade for. I know Harrison Bader's a little, better and well known, but Derek Hill has that like trade for a center fielder like Harrison Bader type of vibe where he comes here and he just starts. It's just unbelievable. It's unreal, which is going to lead me into tonight. Sanchez did not have it. The defense was not good for him either. They just didn't have it tonight, which is okay. Like we recorded the pod while that was going on and we just didn't feel good about it. Didn't like it. But you know what? Didn't matter. They were down 5-0. Didn't matter. Bullpen totally locked it down tonight. Complete lockdown by the bullpen. Shout out to the bullpen. Brandon Marsh got them going again. This guy is unbelievable. 5-2 at that point. You're thinking, okay, they might do it again. They might. So you buckle your seatbelt, and Mitchell Parker comes into the game. For those of you who don't know, before you watch tonight, Mitchell Parker sucks. He is terrible, as of most of the Nationals bullpen. 3 straight walks, I think it was, that walked in a run, tie game. What a job. Then JT comes up, trips over his bat. He tripped over his bat, and he would have beat that out. Would have been a 6-5 game. JT 100% would have beat that out. Especially with I think it was a shortstop or third baseman hesitating. I believe it was third baseman. Or second baseman. Either way, they hesitated. JT would have beat that out. It would have been a 6-5 game. Well, it didn't matter because Bryce freaking Harper, the showman, Bryce Harper, 2-run home run. This is just what he does. He's elite. The OPS, I believe, is back to 900. I think he's on pace for like 34 or 35 home runs still. Man, I have to say this again. The Nationals bullpen does suck. I am just so glad that they went out and did what they were supposed to against bad pitching because a lot of the time they don't. So glad. And then JT added on, and then Derek Hill again hit a home run. This guy's on the heater. This guy they traded for, what was it, a week or two ago, is on the complete heater right now? What is going on? Anyway, that's enough recap. I mean, I could even say more, but I don't want to, got to keep it remotely short. Temp checks, starting pitching. I am so confused. I mean, Aaron Nola looked good. Jesus Luzardo, 5 runs, like I said, but 13 strikeouts. Christopher Sanchez did not look good today, and to be honest with you, hasn't looked too good for a little bit now. He looked all right versus the Mets in his last start. Wasn't great, gave up as many hits as strikeouts. You expect a little bit better from Sanchez. The Brewers start, though, and the start tonight didn't have it. You have a little bit of fear that he's starting to see a dead arm. He has a lot of pitches. Hasn't looked great since his inning streak ended. I don't know, man. I'm not too concerned yet, but it is in the back of my head, and I'm going to keep it in the back of my head until we see it again. If we see it again, man, this starting staff is in trouble because they already have Alan Ronhell going every fifth day. I don't know. I think Christopher Sanchez will be fine, but they're not in a position right now where they can afford to give him a day off. So we'll see what happens if he does get hit around again. Yeah, there is major concern there. Zach Wheeler still doing his thing. So, starting pitching temp check wise, I think I'll give him. I'll stay on the positive side. I do think they're okay. I'm going to say this 6.4. I do think they're all right. Bullpen. Bullpen. So hit or miss. Maybe a Ryan Kerkering flash tonight. He might be able to do the setup role. I've been a big advocate for Ryan Kerkering to slot into that while Brad Keller was on the Phantom IL. Well, the other day, a Ryan Kerkering, which didn't really want to talk about in the recap because I'm going to talk about it here. 3-run homer, wasn't great. Total meltdown of an inning. Could not hold the clutch inning. And tonight, although he did get out of it, he made CJ Abrams look like a total fool on his pinch hit at bat. Still gave up a leadoff double. Now, good pitchers do work out of jams like that. So you can, you take it. But still didn't love it. I don't know. Ryan Kerkering doesn't give me an easy feeling in the setup role. Jose Alvarado looked good tonight. He still scares me. I mean, they really, really need Brad Keller to come back and be a total lockdown righty. The Sugar Show, shout out our guy, Chase Sugar, looked great. Phenomenal tonight. He's been awesome for them, man. I mean, luckily they didn't even have to go to Johan Duran tonight. They were able to just totally change it to, I think it was Tim Mays in the ninth. So bullpen, temp check wise, I think I'll sit at a. Man, I'm not too high on him. I'll be honest. I think I'm at like a 4.1. I need to see Brad Keller come back. I really only trust Johan Duran right now, like in a lockdown game, which I know you're not supposed to trust every pitcher in your bullpen, but it's like, man, I feel like I'm just seeing one of them come in blowing lead after lead every game besides tonight. So I'll sit there on the bullpen. Offense, well, totally bad Washington Nationals bullpen, like I said, but man, I got to give them credit for these 3 games. I think I sat at a 4.5, roughly 4.6 somewhere for the offense the last pod. I'm going to put him over a 5. Yes, I'm going to smile while I say that. I got to give them credit. They did what they were supposed to against a bad Nationals bullpen. Like I said, I was worried that they weren't because so many times we see them go against random pitchers and they just don't do anything. So I will move them to a 5. Where do I want to sit out of here? 5.2. I won't go too crazy. I'll hold them accountable still for going down early. They don't help the starting pitching too much, but when you face a bullpen this bad, and they're going against the Mets again, which I'll get to in the preview, like I said, but this is the pitching that you need to hit. They hit the Mets pitching. They hit the Nationals pitching. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing their job. Don Mattingly. He did a few things I didn't like. He did a lot of things I did like. It's just so weird. Trying to rate a manager is just so weird because if they do one bad thing in a game you don't like and then they do one good thing, it completely cancels out that bad thing if they win. Don, I'll sit at like a 7.5, 7.6. He's fine. He's Don Mattingly. They are lightning in a bottle under him. And I hope they continue to be that. I mean, I still think that they have the best record in baseball under him. So, what a job by Don Mattingly so far. Overall, this is tough because they did just go against the Nationals, like I said. I am a little hype off of the win tonight, the last 3 nights. So, I'm giving them a little bit of juice here. Overall, I think I'll set it like a 6.3. Going into New York, I think Wheels is on the mound tomorrow. They have. So then, overall, yeah, I can sit at like a 6.3, 6.4, I think. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're winning games. I think they're 4 games behind the Braves now. I mean, if you told me that they were going to be 4 games behind the Braves at the end of April, I would have called you crazy. Unbelievable, man. Just unbelievable stuff. We will now get into the series preview. So upcoming tomorrow, they have the Mets at 7:10. I know it's Zach Wheeler. I don't think the Mets have any announced starters yet because they're just in such a disarray right now. So I know, I do know tomorrow is Zach Wheeler. Sunday is Alan Ronhell. Sorry, Saturday. And then Sunday, I believe, is Aaron Nola. So, I think you look to take 2 out of 3 there. I know Chris is probably going to say you take 1 out of 3 just because it's the Phillies. He might change his mind after tonight, but it's totally on brand for the Phillies to go into Queens and drop 2 out of 3. I'm going to be on the positive side of this. The Mets are totally melting down. They made 6 errors the other day. They're 34-47. Marcus Semien, not that he's been good at all, but he just went on the injured list. I mean, they are just battered, totally battered. Frank the Tank, the meltdowns every day they're phenomenal. I enjoy them. I look forward to them every day. But when they made the 6 errors in that one game against the Padres, oh my God, that video made my day. If you don't know Frank the Tank, go check out his meltdowns. I mean, what a hilarious Mets fan. But yeah, I think you look to take 2 out of 3 here. They destroyed Freddie Peralta last series. So even if they do see him, I don't know if they will. I think he did just pitch yesterday. But even, whoever they see, Noel McLean just got shelled. I mean, whoever the Mets put out there, the Phillies should be able to hit pretty well. And their bullpen is not that good. So, you look to take 2 out of 3 there. I think they can do it. Let's go beat the Mets. Overreaction or reality time. Best segment on the pod, some would say. First one. We have a couple here. We have 2. Can Alan Ronhell be the guy to take the ball every 5th day for the Phillies going forward for the rest of the season? Chris and I were pretty similar on this, and he will record a video and put it out, but I'm going to call it overreaction. I don't know, man. Alan Ronhell looked good. They don't have a lot of tape on him. He only pitched 11 innings in the big leagues last year, had a 2.35 ERA. Not terrible. I mean, he's got a good changeup. The fastball is okay, just has a lot of velo. He's more of just a get-by guy. You hope you get 4 innings and 2 runs. He looked phenomenal in his first start. They don't have any tape on him. I don't think Alan Ronhell can be the 5th guy for the rest of the season. Some people I'm seeing, they think he's up next and he can do this for the remainder of the season. I don't know, man. I think he can get the bye till the deadline, but I'm going to call it an overreaction for the season. I do think that they need another starting pitcher. They do. They just do. It's not going to work every 5th day with Alan Ronhell. I mean, Aaron Nola is going out every 4th day, and they've been blessed to get 2 good starts out of him against 2 bad teams. He's still giving up homers. They need another starting pitcher. Overreaction. Overreaction versus reality number 2. Should Brandon Marsh hit leadoff? Man. This is a tricky one for me because should he? Probably. Will they do it, though? Probably not. Don Mattingly seems to really like Trey Turner at leadoff, and he even did the whole Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner swap. Brandon Marsh has not been anywhere near leadoff, at least in their plans that I can tell. I wouldn't mind it with Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper, 3 straight lefties. I don't really care because they're your 3 best hitters. So obviously, they have shown that they can hit lefties decently well this year. I would not mind that at all. But I'm going to call it an overreaction too because I don't think that Don Mattingly will do it. Should Brandon Marsh? That's reality. Will the Phillies do it though? I think that's an overreaction. I can't see Don Mattingly doing it, barring a significant injury. Or if they go out and get another player, which we'll get to in Chris's trade segment. I don't know, man. I love Brandon Marsh though. He's having a great season. Like I said, I would not mind him leading off. I just don't know if they're going to do it. I'm going to call it overreaction for now. But before we get out of this segment, I will say, keep voting Brandon Marsh. He made it to the All-Star second phase today. Vote him to be a starter. He's still eligible to be a starter in the All-Star game. This guy 100% deserves it. Vote Brandon Marsh. Trade segment. Chris had a specific Angels player we're going to talk about today. He has been mentioned in Phillies media, Phillies news. Couple teams are linked to him, but the Phillies have been heavily. Jo Adell of the Los Angeles Angels. He's a right fielder. He's a righty, power hitter. He will frustrate you a little bit, but I do have his numbers right here. 248 batting average this year. Not terrible. 676 OPS. That's where you get a little disgruntled. 79 hits. Okay. 10 home runs. Okay. 41 RBIs. You know, he's on a bad team. The Angels are god awful. Here's the thing that gets me. 18 walks, 79 strikeouts. He will be a frustrating player at the plate. When he's hot, it's going to be great to watch. He's a very good hitter. But the ordinary Jo Adell is very frustrating to watch at the plate. He's a righty. He could hit cleanup for them. And who knows, maybe with Bryce Harper in front of him and Brandon Marsh behind him, if they want to hit Brandon Marsh fifth, Jo Adell would hit a lot better. I think he would hit better at CBP too. But, man, it's tough. It's tough because you're probably going to have to give up some decent prospects for him, and the Phillies already don't have a good farm. Look, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm with Jo Adell. I'm with the Jo Adell trade. I know Chris is too. It's just you got to gut the farm a little bit. Now, personally, like I said earlier in the pod, you do need another starting pitcher. So I think if they could package Jo Adell and Reed Detmers maybe to get as your fifth starter or fourth, depending on wherever you want to rank him in NOLA, I would not mind it. That would cost more, obviously, out of the farm. But I think the Angels are completely going to sell everyone outside of Mike Trout. I would do it. I would do it for Jo Adell. He's a very good defender. He's still a good defender. It's just streaky hitter, which means he'll fit right in. Jo Adell would fit right into the lineup. And then another thing, too, if you do go get Jo Adell, you could go trade a leadoff, Kyle second, Bryce third, Jo Adell fourth, Marsh fifth. That lengthens that a lot. And then you have Bryson Stott, who's been incredible lately. His OPS is over 700 now. Batting average, I believe, is above 240. So if you want to throw him at 6, you can, or break up the righty-lefty with Bohm at 6. Either way, that pushes your bottom 3 hitters to Bohm, JT, and Crawford with a mixture of Derek Hill and whoever. But I don't mind that. Look, I don't think Jo Adell is going to win you a championship or anything, but he will make this offense so much better, and he can pop a home run. He's a trade target I am totally interested in. The Phillies have been linked to him for a little bit now. A lot of fans have been wanting him. I'm with it. I'm totally with it. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the solo pod. I hopped on here late at night. Had to. I was too excited. 45-36 now. 4 games back from the Atlanta Braves. I cannot believe we're at this point. We'll be back on Sunday. This is a little bit of a teaser. We might have a guest on the pod. First guest joining the Pinstripe pod. Chris needed me to drive the pod tonight. I did it. Hope you guys enjoyed, like I said. And I will see you guys Sunday. We love them. We hate them, but we really love them right now. They are the Philadelphia Phillies.